Trouble in Temecula Wine Country. The Patch and Press Enterprise have reported a record number of wineries for sale in the Temecula Valley. I found this Press Enterprise article to be quite interesting, and it made me wonder if it could be a sign for trouble to come with the residential properties in wine country, or not. So I dug into it and I'll let you know what I found out. I'm Jessica with the Genung team and Real Broker, and I am a realtor here in the Temecula Valley. Let's get to it. The Press Enterprise says retirement and rising debt are creating challenges and concerns for the region's winemaking economy. They go on to interview a few of the winery owners and brokers who say that there are three prevailing reasons for the trouble. Number one, it's just a hard industry to make money. Number two, COVID took a big toll on the business. And number three, a big theme is that a lot of the owners are aging baby boomers that simply just want to retire. I found this article compelling for a couple of reasons, but first I'll list some of the most recent wineries that are for sale here. Starting with Faulkner Winery, they are asking $14 million. Palumbo Family Vineyards, they're asking $6.5 million. Rancho Pacifico Ranch, $3.98 million. Thornton Winery, $17.9 million. Thornton is one of the oldest wineries, used to be a member there. Monte de Oro Winery, $17.5 million. And lastly, Avansol Winery is the most expensive that I see listed, and they are asking $19.5 million. Avansol Winery is a fascinating one to me. This one is on the newer side and is a really beautiful property. The article says Avansol Winery and Tasting Room was listed for sale for $14.9 million in July and was in escrow until October 18th, when the Litton family-led ownership group abruptly filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection due to the high cost of labor and other operational efficiencies, according to court documents. Robert Renzoni, along with another family winery, is reportedly interested in purchasing Avansol, according to the bankruptcy documents. Robert Renzoni is a Temecula winery, and they are known for having particularly good red wine. Sometimes Temecula gets criticized for the quality of the wine, but I do think that it's gotten better over the years, and I do like the wine at Robert Renzoni and Dofo. Dofo is also known for some of the best red wines in Temecula. That's my 2 cents if you're looking for the best wine options in Temecula, but I digress. The short version is that Avansol had EB5 investment money. Avansol tried to sell to Robert Renzoni, and these EB5 investors stopped that sale at the 11th hour because they were concerned about their EB5 status. My 2 cents on the distressed winery situation is, first, we have had explosive growth in wine country over the past couple of decades. There are now 93 combined vineyard and winery operations, which is a number that surprised me, but they are including vineyard businesses as well. There are about 50 wineries that you can visit for tastings. The economic impact of these winery operations is $2.7 billion in the region, according to a study by the Temecula Valley Wine Growers Association. Since we have so many more of these businesses than we did in the past, it makes sense to me that we have a record number for sale. Also, let's face it, wineries and winemaking are tough businesses, and that's no surprise to me. Also, it is expected that with the baby boomer generation aging, that we will have a record number of businesses in general, not just talking about wineries, selling to younger generations or just closing down. Hopefully businesses sell instead of closing down when possible. What does this all have to do with real estate? Well, I'm working with 2 clients currently who are shopping in wine country, and one of them has been seeing a lot of price reductions and homes sitting on the market and was wondering if there's something going on with the wine country housing market, so I decided to take a look. Who knows, I thought, maybe some of these distressed sales of wineries are bleeding into the surrounding residential real estate market. Wine country homes are a world of difference from your typical Temecula tract home communities. They are large custom estates on acreage. They are obviously more expensive than your typical Temecula home, and on the median, they take quite a bit longer to sell. It's a slower moving market. Real quick, if you are finding this helpful, we would love it if you would like this video and subscribe to our channel. Here are some of the stats we pulled. Okay, first slide is starting with median sales price, and basically what I did was the zip code in Temecula 92592 and 2 acres or more to pull all of wine country, and it'll pull some other larger properties too, but this is mostly going to be Temecula wine country. And I went back to the beginning of 2021. So you can see we are definitely on an upward trend for price. In the beginning of 2021, that was, before the crazy COVID prices, and that was right around starting at the 2, 3, 4% interest rates when the market just went crazy. It was a little over $1 million for one of these properties, and the peak was up here this year in 2024. This was about the spring, and these are very seasonal trends. You can see, even starting at 2024, the price came way down, and then we typically spike up in the spring, and then we normally lag a little bit in the summer, and we go up a little bit in the fall, and then we come back down in the winter. So the median sales prices, they're still trending up, but we're off of our all-time highs, as you can see. Moving on to number of closed sales, and this actually kind of goes back to my last slide about median sales price. There are not very many sales every month in Temecula Wine Country because the properties are so expensive. There's a smaller buyer pool, there's fewer properties, compared to the tract homes. So 1 or 2 sales could easily skew the price upward and downward. So that's why you see some of those large zigzags as well. So again, starting here in 2021, when the interest rates were really low, and as we hit the spring, the number of sales went up dramatically. Number of closed sales was definitely higher over the COVID years and when the interest rates were lower, as you can see. So number of closed sales, we are at a small volume. It peaked here in the spring, which is normal, and then the number of closed sales is going down, and then I do expect them to go up as we get into the spring. This year is going to be interesting though, because we're not getting 2 out of the 4 interest rate cuts that we were expected. So I kind of think that this spike here, which looks to be about 11 or 12 homes for that particular month, I think that it could actually be less this year. That's just my crystal ball prediction, but I don't know if we're going to see as dynamic of a spring selling season as we normally see. I will have a forecast video coming out soon. Median days on market. How long are homes taking to sell? It was rock bottom again when the interest rates were super low, getting down to, this looks like 15 days or so on the market. Mind you, the Temecula tract homes were selling in like 6-7 days. I have market reports going all the way back to these years. We were doing these same market reports that we do every month. So it was still, normally it is 2 to 3 times longer to sell these estate properties than it is the tract homes. So these were still selling very quickly though, I would say on average 30 days. And then what happened here at the end of 2022, that's when the interest rates more than doubled. So we see days on market just spiking here and even into the spring selling season because the interest rates were so high. And then right around mid 2023, people decided, okay, we have these really high interest rates. They've started to accept them. They've decided the market is not crashing, and the days on market came down again. And then we're kind of following these normal seasonal trends where here we're getting into October, November, December, days on market typically trend up. And then they trend back down again in the spring, and we're sitting here right at about, this is right around high 40s or 50 days on market for these typical Temecula Wine Country properties. Moving on to number of active listings. Now this data is interesting, and this is the only one that kind of makes me think maybe there is a little something going on here. Maybe there is a little bit of a shift. I don't think that it's anything major, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So starting in 2021, you can see that the number of active listings is declining all through the year, and it gets down to rock bottom right before 2022. We had very low interest rates still then. And then right here, around March of 2022 is when the interest rates started going up. And a lot of that market kind of went on pause. Days on market really jumped up a lot because of the higher interest rates. And then we're following normal seasonal trends again, where spring selling season, we spike, we come down around December, we spike up again in 2023. We had a fairly normal market, but you can see the inventory here is building. So here's the peak in 2022, here's the peak in 2023. And when we look at 2024, what happened in the spring selling season, again, a huge spike of active listings. A lot of times listings spike in the spring, especially due to families listing their homes. Like a lot of families, they list in the spring or the late summer, and they want to be closed by the summer so they can move and be into their new home before the school year starts again. So that's part of the reason for these normal seasonal trends. So you can see over these past 3 years, 2022, 2023, 2024, the inventory is increasing for buyers to choose from, which also makes sense that there's longer days on market because buyers have more to choose from. They're in less of a hurry. When they have less to choose from, the buyers are more in a hurry. I believe my last months of data cuts off at November. So it is, normal. In previous years, we did have, the little fall bump. We had a fall bump. We're having more of a fall bump now, and even throughout the regular track home communities, we are seeing an increase in inventory, and that is kind of unusual for this time of year. So, and that's also something I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of my forecast video. I talk about our personal business a lot and what I'm seeing, and maybe it's a broader trend in the market. Well, we're getting a lot more listing appointment reach outs. I had 3 listing appointments this week, 1 last week. Mind you, the majority of our business is actually buyers that find us on this YouTube channel, and they're relocating here. So the fact that our business is kind of listing heavy right now kind of leads me to think that we might be seeing a surge of inventory coming up this spring, into the spring selling season, and it's starting early this year. Inventory months of supply. This is an important stat that I go over every month. This is if no new listings were to come to the market, how long would it take for every available listing on the MLS to sell? And in this price point, the rock bottom months of inventory in 2021, 2022 was about 2 months, and even dipped a little bit below 2 months at the end of 2021. And then months of supply has just been increasing. These are the same trends with days on market and homes, active listings for sale. And the peak was in the middle of 2023 for inventory, but then we came back down in supply, which was seasonally, and then we went up. So months of supply is basically just going seasonal. We're definitely off the peak for 2023, so I don't see anything going on here with having an excessive amount of inventory, but we're gonna have to watch this spring and see what happens if we're gonna be getting that surge of listings. By the way, my listing appointments, they've been track homes, they haven't been these estate homes, so I don't know if there's gonna be a surge of these estate homes coming for sale, but we'll be sure to report you those numbers in our monthly market snapshot that we do right here on this channel every month. What say you? Is there a trend going on in wine country? Do they have trouble or not? Love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments, and we'll see you next week. Bye.